All right, guys, to start out 2026, I am going to spend some money. I have been budgeting very strictly all of last year, and for the garden, I knew even the year before that I was going to try to save up some of my garden budget to splurge on some really good supplies. Oh, and welcome back to Garden and Grease. If you're new here, welcome. All right, so today we're gonna be discussing some of the things that I'm gonna be spending some money on this year for the garden, and they are pretty exciting. Some of the things are going to be seed starting and potting products, and we're gonna talk about seeds. I've been using upcycled products like yogurt containers. This is pretty big, but I've actually used big ones like this for onions. Solo cups, you can see these ones have had quite a bit of wear. These are 2 years of use into those. I also use, when I get plants from a nursery, I continue to use the pots. This one's pretty wore out, it's cracked and broken. These ones are still pretty good and sturdy. I'm gonna probably keep these for up potting some of my plants like tomatoes and peppers. But throughout the year, as I was finished and as things broke, I literally threw them away or recycled depending on what they were. And that helped me to make the break and force myself to do what I said I was gonna do for the 2026 growing season. And that was to buy new seed trays and the pots, seedling pots. So I'm gonna take you guys with me on this journey to picking out and discussing the pros and cons and why I go with whatever we decide to go with on this video. As for seeds, I have got my seed suitcase and I have a box of seeds like this. I've been using this for about 2 years now. It works good. It's fine. But for how my brain works, it's not perfect for me. I think that I will continue to use it, but use it as my storage for seeds I'm not using for the growing season. But I have these set up as indoor, this is what, 10 weeks before the last frost, winter sow, outside veg after the last frost. I have 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost. I have it set up that way. This works for some people's brains, and I've been trying to make it work for my brain for the past 2 years. It doesn't, but what I do like is that I might do this somewhat alphabetically and store my seeds alphabetically. That's how my brain works better. And then on my calendar, write down the items that I plan on planting at that point. That works better for me. And then for the seeds that I'm not going to use for the year, I'm going to keep into this, pull out the ones that I plan on using for the year. And I plan that, and it worked last year really good for me. I plan it now, what seeds, what type, and what variety that I'm going to plant for the year. And it's not just a one-time plant. Even once seedlings are in the garden, I will succession sow some things and then do a fall crop of some things. But then I think I'm gonna take the ones that I am gonna grow for the year, and I'm gonna put in this little box. I have a ton of seeds in here, and these are alphabetical, but what I think I'm gonna do to upgrade it is to put tabs with the letter. So I know where A, B, C, D, where it starts, and that'll make it a lot easier. We don't have a massive garden. We have a backyard garden. We use mostly raised beds plus our front garden beds. I have plenty of videos about those. Please check those out. how to build the raised beds, how to fill them, and then how we grow in them. And so I don't need a ton of different seed varieties and even seed counts. I know what I can fit in my beds. I've worked out, tried to fill so much into them, failed, and then realized what my bottom number really is on each of my beds, depending on the seed that I'm growing, the plant I'm trying to grow and get a crop off of. Let's start with the seed starting supplies. I'm really excited about this because while we're on this video, while we are having this conversation, I'm going to make my purchase. Super excited. We are not sponsored in any way by any company, but we are going to be shopping through Bootstrap Farmers website. Their products are made in the United States and they're durable and heavy duty. I've done a lot of research. That's what I'm going with. Most people would think to go with a 1020 tray, which is what I've used for a long time. Not Bootstrap Farmers 1020s, but I have used them, and that's great if you're doing the same seeds that germinate at the same time using a dome. The 1010 trays, they're great because if you only germinate small amounts of certain seeds, you can do smaller containers. It's the half size of a 1020 and dome that. So as soon as your seeds germinate, you take the dome off. Well, if some take longer to germinate, then you will have that dome on too long for some of your other seeds. So I think this is a really great option. The 1010 is pretty versatile for me. I may only grow 10 or 12 of the same type of plant at any given time. And I like the 2.5 inch seed starting pots. They're a little bit bigger than, say, your 6 cell count. And I don't have to up pot as soon if I start my seeds in these. I did go with the 1010, so I have 10 of the multicolored trays with no holes, 10 with holes, 10 domes, and 80 of the 2.5 inch pots, totaling $167.44. Ouch. I will be doing an unboxing as soon as I get the Bootstrap Farmer package in. It will take me a few days to kind of get settled in, cut it open, and then get that video out to you guys. But I would say within the week, I will have an unboxing of the Bootstrap Farmer. I will need to purchase some larger pots, maybe 3.5 or 4 inch pots for potting in. As for the seeds, I am going to shop through Rohrer Seeds. They're a Pennsylvania company, and we live in Pennsylvania. I'd like to keep it a little local if I can. So they sell their own seeds. The Rohrer Seed, Botanical Interest, Burpee, High Mowing, Lake Valley, Renee's Garden, and Seed Savers Exchange. We've been to this store and we have a really cool video for that. I'll post that below. And it looks like I'll be able to get 10% off our first order online. We've never ordered online through them. We've only gone into their store. So that'll be pretty cool. They do have a large variety. Like I said, they sell from multiple other companies. So if they don't have what you need that is a Rohrer seed, then you can get it through one of the other the companies there. Now, somebody told me that I was saying Rohrer wrong. It's Rohrer, or if I'm still saying that wrong, please put that in the comments. A lot of these seeds that are Rohrer seeds, they start at $1.99. If you're gonna buy like beans, I think it's like $3 something for their smallest size, and then you can get per weight, you know, a pound, a half pound, a couple pounds. They sell a lot of seeds that way. So I will be paying shipping. I don't think that they have a deal where you spend X amount of dollars and you get free shipping. You can get that with other companies. You can shop at somewhere like Baker Creek where you get free shipping. And if you look at the price per how many seeds you get, you can outweigh the difference if it means it to you to get that free shipping. If it works out that you get a lot of seeds, you know, think about that, how the shipping is involved in that way. They do have a seed that I would really like, and I might purchase just this one through them. It's the, 1,000 or 1,500 year old cave bean seed. I think it's very cool, but that's just something that
I don't need in my life, but I would like to have. So I may make that splurge. So I see that you get 20 seeds for that $4, and it's kind of priced like that on a lot of their seeds. Also MI Gardner and some others where it's somewhere between $2 to $5, and you get a small amount through Rohrer Seeds. Just say a standard Blue Lake bean. I get a 2-ounce package for $3.49. Now, I don't know how many seeds that is, so if somebody has any idea, 2 ounces, that's going to be more than 20 seeds, I would imagine.
So I am going to purchase those cave seeds and maybe 1 or 2 other packs from Baker Creek. I really do love Baker Creek. I order a lot through them and MI Gardner in the past. But I do want to try to keep it local and give Rohrer Seeds my business because it's a Pennsylvania company. And their prices are really good, especially on their seeds. So I'm doing that. I'm going to do probably like a California Wonder type of bell pepper. I am thinking a snacking pepper, a multicolored snacking pepper, and the Amish paste tomato seeds. And honestly, that is all I need. I will tell you that I placed the order for the Bootstrap Farmer seed starting stuff, and within less than 2 hours, I got an email that it had already shipped and that it would deliver to me in 2 days. So that's pretty good. I need to prep my grow room area. It is a mess. I've been using it as overflow, like pantry for bulk items. So I need to clean that out. And I want to mention that those 10 tens, you know, like the 10 half tray size seed starting trays, I can fit 2 under each of my sets. I have 2 grow lights on each shelf, and it'll fit a 10-20 perfectly. So 2 10-10s would fit really well underneath of there. But I am going to have to find some larger up potting ones if I don't have enough of my own. I have some like these. This one's getting ready to bite the dust. These are kind of flimsy, but I'll reuse them for a little while until they give out on me. I like that they're square. That is honestly my biggest problem with using the cups, is that you don't fit as much in a square tray and underneath of your lights. So that was a big problem for me. I'm eliminating that by getting square everything. And I won't need all of those trays to start my seedlings. I really will only probably need 4, maybe 5 of them. And then the extras will be used for when I up pot. The bigger pots will take up more space because it only came with 80 of the 2.5s, and that will only fill like 4 of the trays. So maybe 5 of them. So it would be perfect for them. The other ones will come into play when I up pot into larger containers. All right, guys, thank you for watching another episode of Garden and Grease. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share. Have a great day.